Back to OC Outdoorsman. I'm at Irvine Lake today, and I took the bike, so I was able to get here by the dock in right around 5 minutes. So it makes a huge difference when you bike ride from the parking lot to here, which is a good 1 mile ride or hike. So right now I've just cast out a mice tail bit. I'm about to move over closer to the dock. That's where we had luck last time. So yeah, I'm gonna reel this one in and try casting to the left of this dock. Should be better. Yeah, whenever you shore fish, always have waterproof shoes. Highly recommend these because they're pretty light and they were completely waterproof. Another week of Special Olympics fishing.
Yeah, you wish.
There's Dave. He actually took a bike out today.
Pitch stand, Winket's blown it over.
Did they make this bike for men? Yeah, that's a Special Olympics bike. Can you get on it?
I donated it, but it's not mine.
The fishing was so slow today, I decided to take some time to show you my method of tying the drop shot knot. But I must have inadvertently hit a setting on my GoPro. As you can see, it recorded everything in fast motion and there is no audio. So I will re-record this in normal speed with audio.
Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. Since it's so slow, I'm gonna smoke a cigar. Cool thing about this lighter is at the bottom here, it's got a punch. All right. Well, the wind's really picking up now. It's gotta be approaching 50 miles an hour now. Woo! I don't know how much longer we'll be able to stay out here. These winds are not letting up. Look at these little waves. Almost looks like the beach.
Here's a quick tip. If you ever get snagged on the bottom, never yank on your fishing pole the way I'm doing here, because you run the risk of breaking the rod. And in fact, I did break this Shimano Claris rod today, so I'm pretty bummed. But at least Dave caught something this morning. This is his catch of the day. So at this point, this is a good sign that it was time to go. So here I am, catching up to Dave as he walks his bike up this little hill.
Just downshift, you could ride uphill.
Tesla shit.
Dave was riding a beach cruiser which has no gears, so going up even a minor incline like this is very difficult. So yeah, it's a lot easier to take a mountain bike up here where you can downshift and upshift as needed to deal with these inclines and declines. As you may have guessed, yes, we all got skunked today. The winds were so bad and the conditions too difficult to really do any fishing at all. So I'm going to speed up the footage here and you can check out the ride back to the truck.
Where's two? Did you see him back there? You didn't run into him? No. Oh. All right. Let's continue from where I left off. As you recall, I was at the lake earlier today, and I showed you how to tie a drop shot rig out there on the water or by the shoreline. But now that I'm back home, I think it'll be easier for you to see everything because I'm now using this fluorescent green monofilament. It's going to be a lot easier to see. I'm using these oversized hooks. So yeah, you'll see exactly how I tie my drop shots using the materials that are easier to see. And the cool thing about doing this from home is you can see that I have this mat that has like a ruler, so I can measure and show you the distance between, say, the sinker and the hook so that it's well within that hot zone. If you recall, you want to be between 10 to 16 inches off the bottom when you set up these drop shots, especially for the ocean. So let's do that. All right, so I'm gonna just position my camera this way so you'll see how I'm tying these knots. And I'll just do a single drop shot to begin. Now realize, this is just your standard torpedo sinker. I like to use 1/2 ounce when I'm out there in shallow water. You could use heavier or lighter weights, but I'm just using a slightly bigger one just so that it's easier for you to see. So I have about 3 feet of monofilament, and I'm going to start by tying my hook. So to begin, I'm going to feed the line through the eye of that hook, and I want it, you have to remember, 10 to 16 inches from the sinker to the hook. And it should be facing upward. And by upward, all right, this part of the line is headed up towards my rod tip. This part of the line is going towards the sinker or the bottom. So your hook should, if you do this knot properly, when you're done tying it, it should be facing upward towards your rod tip. All right, so to begin, I'm just going to overlay the line as if I'm tying an overhand knot. And this line is really curling over, so it's hard to manage, but basically you just want to cross them over like this. So as you can see, get all this excess line out of your way. Basically, you're just crossing the lines like that, and then bringing the hook up towards the top to where the two lines cross. Just like that. Once it's at the top, all you have to do is just start wrapping it around the two lines 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. By the way, I'm just going to do standard single drop shot for now. After the 4 wraps, you start pulling on the ends to tighten it up around the eye of the hook. Like this. It's kind of hard holding this out in front of me, so let me tighten it up here. But once you tighten it down, look at this. It is facing upward. Now, this bottom part of your line, the one that goes to the sinker, okay, I'm at about, well within that hot zone. I'm going to tie a double surgeon's loop. So all you have to do now is kind of double the line over like this, and then just start tying an overhand knot. And to do that, you just bring that loop over here, 1 and 2. So do it twice, and it becomes a double surgeon's loop. Just tighten it down. That's perfect. That's not going anywhere. So I'll cut off the tag end. Right there. And the cool thing about this, with the double surgeon's loop, now you won't have to tie a knot around the torpedo sinker. You just feed it through the eye of the sinker. It goes through nicely. Look at that, without having to tie it. And idea, you want the hook to face upwards towards the rod tip, and it should be between 10 to 16 inches off the bottom. Let's tie another one just to kind of sum things up. So begin by feeding the line through the eye of your hook. Again, making sure it's facing upward towards the rod tip. And if it's a double drop shot, I like to space the hooks apart by at least 6 inches, 5 to 6 inches. So let's see, where are we here? So let's do, between 5 and 6. Just like before. Cross the lines and then bring the hook towards the top. Just like that. And then just start wrapping it around 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then tighten it up. I'm going to bring it closer to me so I could make it nice and tight. And there you go. See that? It's automatically facing upwards. Again, a lot of people use the Palomar knot for these drop shot rigs, and they work. But to me, tying them this way, they're a lot easier to work with. They face upward automatically. It's a lot easier. Sometimes with the Palomar knot, when you first tie them on, they're kind of off center. They're not facing upward. And you have to feed the line through the eye of the hook a second time to get it to face upward properly. With this particular knot, they automatically face upward. So look at that. I have a double hook drop shot rig just like that. And they're both facing in the right direction towards the rod tip. So there you have it. The double hook drop shot rig. And this knot works really well. But again, if you like the Palomar knot, that works too. They both work really well.